Good morning, Fort McMurray, with Buffalo and the rest of the world. You've tuned in to the Mac City Morning Show. I'm your host, Elliot Pierre, and we're going to start today's episode off the same way we start every episode off, with a moment of gratitude. I know you could be doing a million other things with your time, and the fact that you spend it with us truly does mean the world to me, so thank you. On that note, Tanner, do not hit him with the intro, because this is the Christmas special, brought to you by Fort McMurray Toyota, Coldwell Banker, and we're doing it all for the United Way. So you're seeing the code up there. It's the Give-a-thon. We definitely have people in the other room in the Toyota VIP lounge donating and mingling. But at home, you guys can get involved. Please donate to the link above. Now, as you know, I do not introduce my guests because they can do a better job of that than myself. So can you please tell everybody at home who you are and what you're about?
My name is Gail Bibeau. I'm a resident of Fort McMurray. I'm a mom. I'm a friend. I'm a community volunteer, and I also have a full-time job as selling real estate.
Okay, now where we're going is Tanner is throwing a show at the Den this Saturday. This will probably not air in time for anybody to actually get tickets to the show. It's an EDM event with a violin player, and you're on the guest list. So, but you were describing what that place used to look like. Right. So let's continue that conversation. So explain to me what that place was. It was called the Den now, but back in the day, what was it?
Yes. So it was called Bronco Billy's. Actually, it was a country bar, and anybody who ever was in Fort McMurray back in the early 80s, because I came in 77, and I think I was about 14, so 15, 16, yes, I went to the bar before I was allowed, but I was very mature for my age. And that was all good and fun. So we had Bronco Billy's, we had downtown, we had Cadillac Ranch. Underneath the Nomad, the main floor of the Nomad was a huge country bar. I could go on forever. The cattle company was in the bottom of the Royal Bank building and ended up being one of the, it was like a princess in '83 when I ran for Miss Winter Carnival, but it was like, you did this little model search thing and I ended up winning, and I won a trip to Palm Springs, California. So back in the day, the town was riddled full of country bars. I think there was 23 guys to every girl, so the prospects were good back then. And yeah, it was a lot of dancing and socializing, and the Nomad was the tallest building in Fort McMurray.
Yes.
Oh, next to the towers, yeah.
Wow, I love it. Do you remember the old magazine called The Courier by Mrs. Jean? They had The Courier and then they had The Focus.
Yep.
Do you think you were in one of those two?
No, I don't think I was, but I did make the front page of the Fort McMurray Express.
Oh, so that's what I mean. That's where I was going. There's so many different papers back then.
Modes of media back in the day where we used to deliver them. Actually, me and my brothers used to deliver door to door the newspapers to make money for any extracurricular activities we wanted to do. And Sears catalogs, you would get $5 by delivering the Christmas catalog. It was so much fun.
I love the Christmas catalog.
Me too.
It was the thing I waited for all year. It was because toys.
Yeah.
You just like
the wish book. That's what we called it, the wish book.
Yeah, and you got it like early, not in December. That thing came out in October. You were just like, everybody would. But by the time that season was over, it was destroyed. And then, but
all the dog ears on all the pages for I want this. Yeah.
That's right. So what got you into delivering papers, and what part of town were you delivering in?
So we lived in Area 5. For all the old people, that's Thickwood Heights. So before they had names, they had numbers, because we didn't have a municipal neighborhood naming committee yet. But anyways, we lived there. And my mom was very much an entrepreneur. She did Avon, she sold Avon, she sold celebrity jewelry. My grandfather was big into sales back in the day. He was the #1 lifesaver salesperson in Canada for like 15 years. So every Christmas we would get those books, you know, with the lifesavers inside, or Hubba Bubba. Anyway, I guess it was all part and parcel of being new to the community and meeting our neighbors and earning some money and having the opportunity to be entrepreneurs.
That's so
Besides,
cool.
5 kids can deliver a lot of catalogs and newspapers. Yeah. My dad would drive a station wagon. Yeah.
What kind of station wagon?
That was an old one.
Like what do you remember? Like I just love station wagons.
Right.
I just love them. My dad has a Mercedes wagon right now. I just got a van. I love vans more than station wagons, by the way. 2025 Toyota Sienna. Sponsored by Toyota, gotta say it out loud, and I'm happy to say it out loud because this van is on another level. But I do love the old school vans. Like what was the movie, the Christmas movie? I'm blanking. When they had
National Lampoon.
There we go. Yeah. You know the type of stuff they have.
Yeah.
So let's hear about your wagon.
So we made the front page of the Fort McMurray Express in 1977 because we drove from Thompson, Manitoba to Fort McMurray in like a school bus that was renovated into a camper, and that was our first motorhome before we came to Fort McMurray. My parents could actually afford to purchase an RV, but we had so much fun in that thing. It was just absolutely hilarious.
What? That's so cool.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like every time we sit down and chat, I learn so much more about you. That's so interesting.
It was, well, what they could afford at the time. We outgrew the station wagon. I mean, imagine me and my 4 brothers in the back of a station wagon going on any field trip.
Yeah.
Oh, with no seat buckles, no organization, just pillows and blankets everywhere. So, yeah.
Your parents were like hippies, eh?
They were pretty cool.
Yeah. Wow. So, do you remember their story of how and why they came to Fort McMurray? Because you were 14, so you might have some memories of how that transpired.
I don't know if I can say it all on this show because it was a very pivotal moment in my family's life. I mean, you talk about COVID being a fracture in your timeline. You talk about, 2016 being a fracture in your timeline. That was a fracture in my family's timeline. Wally Huska, who's a long-term member of Fort McMurray, used to work for Inco in Thompson, and he came here to Fort McMurray, working for Syncrude Canada, and he went back and hired everybody he could to come to Fort McMurray. And when my dad heard about all the opportunities Syncrude was giving them, like, oh wait, a down payment for a house and thrift plan, and we'll move you at no cost, and you put $500 in an account and we'll match it. My father couldn't believe that Wally was telling him these things, and it was a huge discussion at the kitchen table. My dad actually said, "Why are you lying to me?" With fists hammering on. And I'm so glad, thank you, Huska family, for convincing my parents to come to Fort McMurray. And for me and my brothers, it just made our world so much better.
Yeah, because it's crazy, because you think about that time. I remember hearing my dad's story. He just opened a newspaper. Him and my uncle were in Toronto, and they're just like, hey, because that's how you heard about stuff, and they're just based on something they saw in a newspaper. Mm-hmm. They drove across Canada, up north to this place in 76, and you're like, what? And your dad's reaction was the proper reaction.
This is too good to be true.
It's too good to be true. And how many people heard the story about Fort McMurray and was just like,
nah, this is too good to be true. Funny about the driving part, though, my father wouldn't let Syncrude move us. He had 3 snowmobiles that were his prized possession. Yeah. He didn't want them to take his truck. He wanted to be kind of keeping some things safe. Maybe these people were robbing us. I have no idea.
Right.
My dear mom, in August of 77, got her driver's license on whatever day it was, Thursday.
Yeah.
Friday, she drove to Fort McMurray. She never had a driver's license before that day.
Oh, wow.
My mom was one of the first women underground in Canada, so she was also in the mining industry. And the rest is history.
The rest is history, she says. Every time you come on here, I get a lesson on something amazing. Yeah. Wow. So he didn't think it was real, and then he came up and
he took a chance because his best friend convinced him that that was what he did for his family, and what my father should do for the betterment of us.
Yeah. Now, I know I've asked this before, and you've probably been asked this a million times. I just don't remember your response. So I do apologize for the maybe asking a question on air or off air. But at what age did you figure out, I'm going to be good at real estate? You might have already been in it, but at what age did you figure out, this is a talent that I have?
I don't even know if I already have that figured out, that that's a talent. It's just, if you find a job that you love, you never work another day for the rest of your life.
Right.
And I needed a job, so I worked at Alberta Treasure Branch for 10 years, and I was a domestic engineer for another 7 after that, and specializing in the field of child development and human relations. So I was a stay-at-home mom. Anyway, then I knew I needed a job where I could still be mom first and still, get out of the house and make an income and, you know, be creative and still take care of my kids. And real estate was it because the hours were flexible.
Right.
So for years I said, I don't work on Sundays. If you want a realtor who works on Sundays, I'm not the realtor for you. Many people would say, I don't want to work Sundays either. So it was a good connection. Those who didn't want to work with me for what my kind of, you know, forecast was for my life, that I just said, then, you know, there's lots of other realtors. So, you know, you don't want to force somebody to work with you. Anyway, what is it? Next year is 29 years.
Yeah, and everybody speaks so highly of you. It doesn't matter if it's Remax, doesn't matter if it's Coldwell, it doesn't matter who it is. Like, you are very well spoken about across this community in your field of work, which I've had the fortune to work with all of you, and I know that is not the case. So, like, yeah, it's a testament to what you are and who you are and what you represent for this community. So, like, you undersell yourself a lot, but 29 years is a lot, and for 29 years to have your type of reputation, that is a testament to yourself. So don't sell yourself too short.
Well, you know, I think probably one of the things that I learned early in my career is no one realtor does it on their own. There's always another realtor on the other side of the deal. So it's always a two-sided transaction. I mean, sometimes realtors will sell their own listings, but most of the time you're working with somebody else. And always giving credit to that person. You'll see on my social media, hey, you know, thanks Will Clark for selling my listing. You know, thank you Paige, thank you Lisa, thank you, or even thank you for having the perfect listing for my client.
Yeah.
You know, it is about gratitude. It's about being grateful for, you know, what you have and what you can give to help your clients move to the next phase of their life. Right. If that makes sense.
Yeah, no, totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
Speaking of Will Clark, he's coming. I love Will. Our wives don't love when we get together, but I love Will. He's a good time. And he's doing social media on a different type of wave. You have been able to be in media the whole time, be like you said, in the paper, on the radio, like I know the name, we've seen it. How were you able to transition into this new digital component? Because it's very similar, but it's very different. And you're like 29 years, you're able to like communicate on the different platforms as they come up. How was the social media hit for you?
Well, I mean, I started selling real estate before there was cell phones. So, I mean, you have to adapt and you have to move forward. You know, getting my Facebook pages and doing all that kind of stuff. And I've never recorded anything and then edited it. It's all like, just like this. Yeah. It's like real estate is what I call it. And I can't say that I've embraced AI. I kind of don't, it doesn't resonate with me. You know what I mean? It gives me a funny feeling, like it's not real. I mean, I don't want me to be a character. I don't want to be a cartoon. I don't want anybody to choose my words for me. I don't like it, so I'm not going to use it. And you know what? If I get lost in the dust, that's okay. I can deal with it. And I mean, after this many years, I have lots of referral and repeat business. I still have clients who like to meet with me in person, which I love to do too, because so many things can get lost in translation with email, with texting, without the human connection, like without the explanation of the documents they're signing and what the home inspector does and what your lawyer's going to do for you. You know, my kids say, Mom, you're sometimes a helicopter realtor because you're so like hands-on with what you do. And I said, you know what, that's who I am. That is who I am. Yeah, it's the biggest investment of your whole entire life. And you know, I may not go the AI way, but you know what, I'm real. And that's how I'm gonna be. You know, some other people be splashy and flashy and have little, you know, things going off on their websites and Facebook pages and stuff like that. But you know what? That's them, but that's not me. So trust me, I won't be doing that.
No, but you're still there in your own way, and it's obviously resonating. So, anyways, this dude just came back in, so we're out of time, unfortunately. But before I cut you loose, everybody gets a shameless shout out or plug. So you have the mic, the camera, the lights.
Oh,
have fun.
This is a big one. Shameless shout out. Okay, so I'm writing a book.
I'm glad this was the shout out you chose.
And I just wanted everybody to know that I am writing a book. It is a memoir. The book is called The Funny, Sexy, and Scary Side of Real Estate. the dark side to a glamorous profession, or the dark secrets to a glamorous profession. I haven't decided on the subtitle. But you know, if you want to give me some advice on that kind of stuff, just let me know. I look forward to it. I'm a little bit nervous, but you know, it's something I've always wanted to do.
Yeah. Oh, I can't wait to read this book. Anyways, for McMurray with Buffalo, the rest of the world, that's been another episode of the Mac City Morning Show. From the bottom of my heart, thank you very much for tuning in. Big shout out to our title sponsor, Fort McMurray Toyota, as well as the beautiful people at Coldwell Banker. And this is all for the United Way. So remember, this is the Give-a-thon. So please, please, please support. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you tomorrow. Peace.
Hey, it's Keith Simpson here. I'm the general manager of Norral Toyota, soon to be Fort McMurray Toyota. Pretty excited for our new dealership. We're here to take care of you. Come on down and be part of our family.
Over 20 schools in our district are going to have a chance to be involved in sports. Every child is going to have a chance to play sports on a competitive level against each other's schools. I think that brings about a good character. It shows kids how to succeed in learning how to win the game and making things better. And it brings coaches, families together. And Anna, where I was at Gonzaga, was meant for others. And it seems just like we carried that on with the help of good community. And I don't think there's a kid going to be left behind. And I think it's the nicest program that a person can bring to the community, where every kid has a chance.
Print plan started back in 2017. We wanted to be different from other print shops. Like, it's kind of corny, but we do care about our product at the end of the day. When I screen print an order, I feel like that is my canvas, right? I feel like that's like me putting out my artistic value into the world. I love the problem solving when it comes to the screen printing side of it, because there's so many variables. When it all comes together, it's just music.
What a deadly old way to end another morning show. Later, boss.
It's so ballistic!
Talk about quenching your ugly thirst.